Thank you, Captain.
That's where I went too. That's where I met her. And if you don't have signs, we have lots of extra signs, so feel free to find one that speaks to you. Okay? You're welcome.
Hi, JoAnn. Hey, Fred. How you doing? Hello there, all my friends. Yeah, imagine that. Good to see you all. We're all here with our voices.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a 2.5 by 5 foot banner that's 60 made, and I painted it today.
That's 60 made? I can
spent roughly $8.1 million in providing for the families of the survivors.
Hey, you're
We
pressed.
spent over $8.1 million providing for the families, the heirs, the descendants of those who have been victims of police violence. So what we're just going to do is in the background while you're getting ready, is we're going to read the names and the amounts. The family of James Chassie Jr.
$1,600,000.
The family of Aaron Campbell.
$1,200,000.
Protesters in August 2002 and May 2003.
$845,000.
The family of Damon Lowry.
$600,000.
The family of Raymond Guerder.
$500,000.
Barbara and Ted Vickers and the estate of Dickie Dow.
$380,000.
The family of James Yahav Perez.
$350,053.
Daniel Thomas.
$311,000.
Dan Halstead.
$206,372,70
Bruce Brown.
$200,895.
The family of Dennis Young.
$200,000.
Maria Jeanette Rodriguez Sanchez.
$177,161,41
Harold Hammock, Richard Booth, and Alex Clay.
$175,000.
The family of Peter Gilbaugh.
$150,000.
Barbara Weish.
$150,000.
Eunice Crowder.
$145,000.
Chaz Miller.
$133,926.6
Gerald Grattan.
$118,000.
2 women victims of Officer John Wood.
$105,000.
Ivory Spann.
$100,056.79
Family of Dwayne Anthony Shaw.
$100,000.
Johnny Centeno.
$96,975.23
Janice M. Ashell.
$90,000.
Heather Bissell.
$88,385.83
Dalbert V. Acelar, and 3 others.
$87,000.
These have been settlements, jury awards, and judgments incurred by the City of Portland since 1993, totaling roughly $8.1 million. The data was provided by Portland Cop Watch. The results were posted in order of cost to the taxpayers. Carry on.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's okay. I understand.
Oh, this is yours? Oh, I'm sorry. Also, noisemaker. Yeah, I was going to grab some. Oh, I didn't mean to be giving away your. But you were on the watch. You were on the watch. You know.
Program is split out real easy.
Part of the union, but it's now we are already here. You know, they...
On the streets!
Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! I can't hear you. Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets? Our streets! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! Thank you so much, Dave. We are here in support of the community in Anaheim, California, who is being brutalized by police violence. We are also here to raise awareness that we suffer police violence right here in our own community. Our community members suffer from racial profiling, they suffer from being targeted by police, and our elected leaders use our public resources to fund police operations rather than community development activities. And we are here to say that these are our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Neffy and I are going to tell you what our plan is for today. And I want to take this opportunity to really thank this young man who's been really the spearhead behind keeping this action going. So Neffy, come on over here. Put your hands together for Neffy.
No, actually, I think it's everybody's work. This, it's not only my idea. Everybody has been put a little effort to make this happening. I want to thank you to everyone to being here and to being part of this event. And so we're gonna. I would like to start. Okay, I'm gonna say some words right now, just to start this event. So. I will start saying that I believe that it's time for the Latin community and the African American community to stand together and fight back the abuse and violence of the police.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Because if we don't do that, there is no one else who can help us. Let's admit it. The law wasn't made for us. The law was made for the rich and put the poorest people in jail to keep us down, to keep us ignorant. There is not justice for African Americans. There is not justice for Latinos. We just need to look in the history of the United States of America and see how our communities have been treated. Not much change has changed. We keep being the slave of this country. The government of the U.S. and thanks to all the propaganda, the media, also of the majority of the American people, white American people, look at us like a second-class citizens, and we must stop that. I say no more, enough. We gotta to stop that racist mentality and start educating everyone about equality to make a better country. Otherwise, abuse, injustice, violence, and deaths will continue. Thank you.
Yeah.
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want her?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to check out our tax dollars at work. First, we're going to go down to 181st and Gresham, where the new public safety building will be built with $2 million of federal dollars for the benefit of this community, we're told. Then we're going to go over to the courthouse, where for $20 million, we get more justice for some people. Then we're going to come back over here, and we're going to conclude our march and our rally. But we're here today because we want to put our elected officials on notice that we are paying attention. We, the taxpayers, are paying attention. That we are not going to allow them to continue to misuse our resources and to just think that jail is all this community needs. This community needs jobs, we need quality education, we need economic development opportunities that include employment, not just police cars. So what do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Okay, you ready to follow me?
Yeah!
Let's go have some fun. Police brutality's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Police brutality's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Police brutality's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Police brutality's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Both go hand in hand. Problems within the Justice Department can tend to a lot of times be problems in the mental health system.
Oh, it's linked. People in our walk, we just really began to realize how deeply linked it is. There's a lot of veiled deception of mental health language that really is just a setup for pipeline to the prison. So it was really for us a real unpacking of all of the language of deception that we are given that keeps us from seeing the real picture. So,
well, I've heard stories of kids that might be a little bit violent or whatever the case is, or people that end up in jail oftentimes end up on serious psychotropic medication.
And they are, because the jails, I don't know if they're purposely equipped to do this, but they put these young adults in isolation, and the International Human Rights Declaration say that these isolation cells would make a sane man go crazy. And I just talked to a mother on the East Coast. Her son went into jail with a colostomy bag, also had struggles with mental illness. And he went, they put him in isolation, and she was calling every day saying, you know, is my son okay? Is he eating? And the psychologist would always say yes, and she said, but have you seen him? Have you seen him? And so she just really kind of upped the ante, saying, my son has this illness, this disability, and if anything happens to him. So finally the psychologist went to check, and he called her and told her to meet him at the hospital. And her son at that point was in I would say a semi-intelligible consciousness. He couldn't talk. He was basically just mumbling and babbling. He wasn't totally present at all. He was dehydrated. He was malnourished.
And he wasn't coherent?
No, coherent, that's the word. He was not coherent. And when a lawyer went into the cell where he was taken back to, the lawyer said there was no mattress, there was no cover, there was nothing, and he was barefoot, he had no shoes on the seat. He was just locked inside this cement hellhole, you know. And so for a sane person, that, like they say, could cause someone insane. These systems are driving our children into an insanity that is going to be very, very difficult for them to recover, and they usually end up from these places into the hospital where they're drugged more, and oftentimes now they end up in prison where, the mom that was walking with us today, her son was taken from the mental hospital into the prison by what we believe was a setup because he didn't have insurance. And he was put in isolation for a year because he did not want to take his medication. He took it, but he wouldn't agree to it, that he took it. And so I do believe it's like the beginning of a Holocaust, and I use that word with the complete understanding that what happened to the Jewish people was a total, genocide, massacre. But from what I'm seeing and hearing, this is happening in an undercurrent that's not being seen by most of us. We see bits and pieces of it, but there's a whole lot when you put all the pieces together. It's
some of those privacy laws keep the general public and even their own mothers and fathers from knowing exactly what's going on.
That's right.
I wonder if they use that to their advantage.
Oh, I do believe that it was, whether or not it was intended to do that, I do believe that the corporate empire builders will take any law, whether it's meant for good or bad, and find a way to use it to protect their abuse of the human rights, the human dignity. They'll hide behind that, and the abuses will just happen in horrific ways to many, many individuals. And we don't see it because we're all fighting it alone. But now we're coming together and sharing our stories together, and we're piecing it together, and the picture is one of terror, deception,
suppression too,
oppression, and there's also one of hope that we, the people, now that we are beginning to realize what we are up against, can begin to create communities that protect ourselves, that inspire each other, and will begin to, I think, define justice in a way that empowers us and gives real meaning to the sense of justice. And justice simply means, I believe, that those who have erred against each other or the community, that we find a way to help them to heal, to see more clearly, and reintegrate back into the community so that they can give their gifts and talents in a way that will empower them and the community. And that's what real justice is about. It's not about punishment. It's not about locking people away, torturing them. It's not about imprisoning people for life. It's about how do we uncover that which has harmed and hurt people and made them lose their way. How do we bring them back and help them to become a meaningful part of the community?
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? No more racist cops. 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 What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. No more racist cops. No more racist cops. No more racist cops. No more racist cops. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now.
That's the lie. They don't care when black kids die. Protect and serve. That's the lie. They don't care when black kids die. Protect and serve. That's the lie. They don't care when black kids die. Protect and serve. That's a lie. They don't care when black kids die. Protect and serve. That's a lie.
I brought 2 knee braces for the trip because I thought it would give out before I got through, but I was going to do it anyway.
Wow.
But when we got to our second day of the trip, when we started in Castle Rock, we were driven from Vancouver to Castle Rock. Just as we turned out of this little tiny town and onto the main highway, there were 3 staff laying up against the hill, like right perfect.
Isn't that funny? There it is.
If it said, take your choice, what do you want? You might want to take a picture over there of those that are watching this, as if we are doing something
Yeah, let's monitor a little bit. Because they like to stay on back blocks and they like to act like they're not there, but they're always hiding around.
Yeah. And taking our pictures.
That's the Gresham police hiding
on us. And that doesn't matter because you can't stop a spirit of freedom, one that's dedicated to justice and truth.
Yeah.
So they may take their pictures, they may write their notes, but you can't stop a movement whose time has come, a people that is united together, as people of color and also people of Caucasian and other races that believe that no longer is the 1% going to rule our lives and belittle us and demean us and make us subservient. We're all going to become equal this time around.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
No more police abuse.
No more police abuse!
No more police abuse.
No more police abuse. No more police abuse. No justice. No peace. No justice.
ACT, all cops are glass traders. ACT, all cops are glass traders.
No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? No more racist police. No more racist police. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? No more racist police. No more racist police. What do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. Please lie, people die. Please lie, people die. Please lie, people die. Please lie, people die. No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. Please lie, people die. Please lie, people die. Please lie, people die.
Please lie, people die.
No more racist police.
No more racist police!
No more racist police.
No more racist police!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
No more racist police.
No more racist police!
No more racist police.
No more racist police. Justice. Now. Justice.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Now. No more racist police. No more racist police. Sorry about that, man.
Please fly, people die!
No more racist police.
No more racist police!
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace!
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace!
No more racist police.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No more racist cops. No more racist police. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. No justice, no peace. No more racist police. No more racist police. No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
No more racist police.
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 Police lie, people die.
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 No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
No more racist police. No more racist police. Police lie, people die. Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. Police lie, people die. Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die. No more racist police. No more racist police.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Come on and join us. You hate cops too. Everyone underage. No more racist police. Police lie, people die.
Your grandma is
Police lie, people die. Police lie, people die. No more racist police. No more racist police.
no more racist police. Police lie, people die.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
Police lie, people die.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Justice. Now. No more
Make it subservient.
Yeah.
We're all going to become equal this time around.
Yeah, from what I hear, the poor, or the 99%, is where the rich people get their money from anyway. So if it wasn't for us buying their products, us little people down here, and promoting them, they wouldn't be there anyway.
Right, right. It's like all we have to do is withdraw our efforts and our gifts and our talents to serve them and let it serve us and create a new paradigm of what is success and what is really community and what is really getting ahead. Getting ahead is when the whole community raises itself together. And I think we're getting that picture.
Yeah, one voice.
Yes, yes. So,
yeah, they're going on a little march here, but I think they're going to a new building that the Gresham Police Department is trying to invest in, a new take over or operate out of or something. I'm not sure. But
this is, they red lined us out, first of all, into the Northeast and then now out here to Gresham. And so what they are obviously doing is creating a militarized occupation of this area. And they're wanting we, the people, to pay for their occupation of the militarized arm of the government, which is the police.
yeah.
And I would say, we may not be able to stop that investment, but we can stop their control and their invasion of our community by creating our own community response teams, resources teams, our own community centers, and let them build their buildings, block by block, brick by brick, with the intention of destroying humanity, but in the end they'll destroy themselves.
Yeah.
So
a lot with it, yeah.
Yeah. But not us. Not if we come together as community.
Yeah, that's what I think is so great about this
we
movement.
probably should step up a bit because I think
So the city of Gresham has paid $775,000 to tear down an old nursery over here. In its place, they're going to place a 12,000 square foot training facility with, quote, interview rooms, what we're calling interrogation chambers.
Interview rooms.
Yes.
That sounds...
Anti-gang unit can't fit into the facility that was at the backdrop of where we started the race. And so we're going to build them a new facility. It's approximately $3.3 million at this stage while it's still on paper. Who knows what it will cost?
That's a big financial investment.
What your people need to know was that 20 years ago, a bond was passed in Gresham to provide for money for economic redevelopment of a blighted area. At that time, when they've sold it to the public, it was going to be a multicultural marketplace. Unfortunately, that fell off the table. They used some of the funds to build a new courthouse, which the public has to go through metal detectors in order to be able to use, which has daycare facilities, which are assigned to the court personnel and not to the public. So part of the money is now being diverted to this new facility, the interrogation chambers. So the public was sold on a multicultural market, and what they're building is court, police center after police center. We've lost Fred Meyer's and 20 other retailers, and instead of building things that would attract business and contribute to the tax rolls, we're taking all of these properties off the tax rolls and continuing to support them with taxpayer dollars.
Boy, that's not a very pretty picture at all.
The irony of the whole thing is they use gang violence to create fear that it makes it easier for them to do this bait and switch from a multicultural market to police facilities. Well, it's the police and their practices of racial profiling which prevent the solution to actual criminal activity. Joe, when somebody says gang, a gang member, your white audience thinks a black person. There's a racial part of this that won't go away. Hispanic people have not been able to get housing provided by the city of Portland because the city is overseeing a bureau that is known to be racist in its ability to let housing into the market. So they use the scary thing of people of color coming into your neighborhood to sell you on more police facilities, and yet they refuse to actually create a climate where people have the courage to come forward to a police department, to give the witness testimony, to give the evidence, to give the leads, so that criminal behavior is stopped.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's overwhelmingly doesn't sound good at all. The only part I did like it when you used the key word training. Training sounds like we like police to be trained. We need training, but I'm not quite sure that's what we're getting.
Well, you do remember that we have Captain Kruger, who was relieved from duties for 2 weeks because of his public pro-Nazi stand of using public spaces to nail honorariums to Nazis on trees.
Yeah.
He's now been promoted to training the command staff. And so when the police tell us that training will solve all of our problems, do they mean by training from Nazi leadership?
That's who they're picking right now. They chose that guy in spite of everybody knows. In fact, he was reprimanded for that.
Yes. So he goes from reprimand to a
trainer.
Vital part of the training program.
Jeez.
I want to commend Joe Anybody and the whole indie media movement, because part of what we're up against is that when police killed Keaton Otis, one of the first things they did was ask a judge to unseal the boy's juvenile records. The reason is they needed a mugshot. They needed a mugshot in order to make it a worthy news story that they were not evil cops killing a member of the community for having a hoodie and scowling.
Yeah.
So the media, the corporate media, are complicit in making the community afraid of black people, afraid of brown people. the media continue to portray gang as criminal. It's just an assumed thing. And most of your white audience thinks when somebody's talking about a gang member, they're talking about a black person.
That's the context we usually hear it in and put it in.
The cops and the media need to switch from this terminology of gang to whatever is the criminal behavior.
Yeah.
If prostitution moved in, if protection rackets have moved in, if drug dealing has moved in, then be specific about that. Let's not just have a vague fear of a person whose skin color is different than ours.
You know, Dave, once again, when I see some of my videos and I've watched some more protest stuff's going on in front of me, I see this gang of people in blue and yellow come in periodically and all hell breaks loose. People are hurt, crying, chaos happens. Slowly, after 10, 20, 30 minutes, they disappear a lot of times, only to come back again and the whole thing starts all over again. I see the gang of people in uniforms being the gangs. Getting some people yelling at us.
Yeah, you should capture them. About racial tolerance or any kind of tolerance. You should get it on film. Yeah. So yes,
they are a gang, you know.
Well, a gang, yes. And you know what? Being in a gang is not illegal. Being in a gang is only a thing of affiliation. So the police are a gang. Now we get into a problem when the gangs are armed. We have armed police gangs and we have armed criminal gangs.
Yeah.
But you get into oblique black and white thinking when you just start talking about gangs without the criminal element of it.
Thanks for sharing the insights, Dave, because you put it in a good perspective and you bring out a lot of good facts about all the money being spent, all the community things being taken away while they continue just to build up more prisons, courts, police, interrogation rooms, etc.
Have you gotten the press release?
Which press release?
For this event?
I have not seen it.
I will try to get that to you.
Okay. Appreciate all the information. We need to know it.
Thanks.
Okay.
They can't suppress the power of the people. That's in the Constitution.
That's right. And it's in the soul of the people.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most important thing. It's in the souls of the people to unite when they're being threatened. And
they want to think that we're divided amongst ourselves, but when they realize we all get together regardless of demographics, backgrounds, race, color, whatever, and we all are for a common cause, I think that kind of scares them a little bit, you know? Because it's happening all over, these big Occupy movements and things.
It is.
You know?
It is. We're all coming together. All races, colors, ethnicities, understanding that it's not each other that is the cause of the inequities and the injustices, but it's pretty much one single empire building. Maybe it's several organizations out there, but their cause and their purpose is single-minded and to make wage slaves or prison slaves out of the vast majority of America and the world, actually.
And you think, what is there a benefit to that? Just like they say, what is there a benefit to war about? Then I find out there actually is a benefit to the corporations from war. Drives everything, you know, from deflation and inflation increases and, you know, to adjusting their rates and getting loans. They actually get cheaper loans in times of war.
Right. War brings power and more control of money, pretty much is what happens.
Yeah. Are you going to be speaking here? Or?
I don't know.
They are going, when they get back, they might be doing some speeches too, but I'm not sure.
Across the street here is the site of the new public safety building that will be built with $2 million of our taxpayer money.
In that empty lot?
This empty lot here is the home of the new public safety building for the city of Gresham. I think that the city of Gresham needs a lot more than just more precincts.
Fight check!
Fight check!
We want schools,
We want schools
and jobs and shops.
And jobs and shops.
Not heavy weapons.
Not heavy weapons.
For racist cops.
For racist cops.
Now a little bit faster. We want schools and jobs and shops.
We want schools and jobs and shops.
Not heavy weapons for racist cops.
Not heavy weapons for racist cops.
All together now. We want schools and jobs and shops.
We want schools and jobs and shops.
Not heavy weapons for racist cops.
Not heavy weapons for racist cops.
All right, I'm glad you got that all memorized.
All right. And so.
Oh.
So, Fred, you recovered? You look like you've been passed out.
I got some. My daughter bought me.
Your daughter bought you some water? All right.
We're just gonna
Get your
go,
back up.
We're gonna go to the courthouse.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the courthouse, but we're gonna have Fred and Cindy speak here before we head over to the courthouse.
Okay.
So, Fred, if you want to take a drink of water.
I think he was specific.
Oh, is he at the courthouse? I thought it was Sean and David. Okay. Yeah. So.
Any other chance show up? I know you're
Okay. So we're going to take this opportunity to have a couple of speakers. And the first one I want to introduce is Fred Bryant. Fred Bryant lost his son to police violence 2 years ago. And in a tragedy that could be anybody's son or daughter or brother. And so we want to give Fred an opportunity to share his story and his work around trying to hold police accountable. So, Fred Bryant, welcome.
Okay. I'm out of breath.
It's okay.
Thanks for being here, Fred.
Yeah, no problem. I don't even know where to start. Okay, it's been 2 years, in the 3rd year.
Yes.
And, for the record, those of you who don't know, that the incident with my son, all the information that the DA took, they had all the truth, but they fixed it the way they wanted to fix it. The truth is, my son never shot anybody, and I can prove it, and they know I can prove it. There was never a gun produced at all. Wow. You know, for 2 years I couldn't get an attorney because the police said that my son shot one of their officers. Before that, I had attorneys interested. Then they came back to me and said, well, your son had a gun, he shot the cop. Well, there's a video of the whole incident. There's audio that tells a different story between my son and the officers. When we re-released this video, the first thing they wanted to say that I did a bad job of doctoring it up. Well, like I've always said, I can barely use my cell phone. So how am I doctor up a video? In that video, the conversations between my son and the officers clearly shows that my son was cooperating with them. At one point, the officer said, show me your hands. And my son said, I got my hands up. A lightning second after that, you heard them say, let's do it. And they began to shoot. My question to them is, if this is your guy saying this, and no shooting started until he said, let's do it, how's it possible my son shot somebody? And his hands are full of bullet holes. See, this is information that they didn't give the grand jury. These are photos they didn't show the grand jury.
You know, I'm a man that believes in God, and I believe that God looks out over all of us. Without any help from me, all this information fell into my lap. You know, I have struggled to not act a complete idiot. You know, every time I see him. You know, I think I could probably jaywalk right in front of one, he wouldn't say nothing to me. For the simple fact that sooner or later, it's gonna come out. It's already out, they just don't report the truth. Well, the truth never changes. That video will never change. What's on it is on it. I gave the media earlier this month the photographs of my son's hands and the photographs of the hematoma on the side of his head from the tasers. You know, I did my homework on their policies. You're not allowed to tase a person. No more than 2 officers are allowed to tase one person. And you can only tase them at 5-second intervals. On the record from the taser report, it shows 3 officers tasing continuously for 10 seconds. So their report is that everything was in policy is a lie. Okay? And I will never give up this fight. Never.
So Fred, every month, once a month, there's a vigil for your son.
6th and Halsey.
At 6th and Halsey.
Every 12th of the month.
On the 12th of the month, at 6th and Halsey. There is a vigil for Aaron Campbell.
Keaton Otis.
I'm sorry, Keaton Otis. Once a month. And the public is invited because what we want to do is to make sure that it's not a get out of jail free card to say somebody had a gun, because the public has never seen the gun. We've never seen the bullet in the evidence that anyone shot a police officer, that Keaton Otis shot anybody. But what we believe, based on the video, is that another police officer shot the police officer that was shot, and this was the cover story.
Or he shot himself.
Or he shot himself. The angle looks like he shot himself, so you don't have to have a forensic background to know that there was something shady about that. But we wanted Fred to be here today because he continues this battle, and it's not a battle about black or white. It's really a battle about right and wrong. It's about having a police force that we can trust to protect and serve us, rather than having a police force that targets black and brown community members. Right. And so we want to now invite, thank you so much, Fred.
I want to say one more thing.
Okay.
They profiled my son.
Oh, yes.
Not only did they admit to profiling him and calling him a gangster to justify the stop, it's in the report. See, there's a 600-page document. You might want to read it, because there's too many stories going around and nobody's got the truth.
Lay people can gather, right? So the police have their version, but the story is he had on a hoodie, right? Riding through Northeast Portland, he had a hoodie on his head, and a police officer made a determination that he looked like he could possibly be a gang member. And so that's the whole reason he was pulled over in the first place.
Was he a gang member?
No. He never, there was never ever. But just like always happens in police shootings, is they tried hard to find a criminal background to publish the very next day. And so this happens over and over and over again. And so I want to invite up our next speaker so we can get back on the road before we lose our energy, who is Cindy Fisher, who is part of the moms group that came across a traffic stop not too long ago. How you, Cindy?
I think that the
most important thing we can do is to begin to take and build our communities, to take care of ourselves, to protect ourselves, and that we create the justice that we know will empower our communities. I believe that the police have been given pretty much free rein to wage war on our communities and on especially our young adults, and that the only thing that keeps them from dropping bombs is that they need the facade for the majority of Americans. They need that facade to say we're just cleaning up gang members and cleaning up the community. Otherwise, we would be under a full assault and attack just like it is in Iraq and Iran. There is no justice for our communities and the justice system. There is no protection for our communities by the police force. They are hired and engaged in full-out assaults on our communities. I would encourage you to begin to talk. I've been talking with Maribel about training a team of paralegals. We have found out through a paralegal in Seattle that there is a program that can be done in 9 months, and a team of us together are planning to do this program as well as train in mentorship and crisis response, not just crisis resource, but resource building of the community. We need to become totally self-sustaining communities while the corrupt system is going to, and we need to keep exposing them. We need to keep exposing them. But it's going to crumble and it's going to fall because it is so corrupt. It's so evil. It has no place to hold itself together. So I would encourage you to take hope in the fact that we are uniting, black, white, brown, yellow. We are realizing that we are not each other's enemy. We are each other's strength together, and that we stand together and begin to create community amongst ourselves.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
So across the street is going to be this big new justice building, or police justice center. This is where our tax dollars are going to go. This is what this city council believes we need as far as community development. I think what we need are we need centers for kids to play in. What we need are job training centers. What we need are education opportunities. We don't need more police. We don't need more police in this neighborhood.
Right.
So we're going to head back up to the other $20 million courthouse that was just built with our tax dollars. So what do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
No more racist police.
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 No more racist.
Yeah, let's go something like
This is real good that you.
busy between 6 and 7.
It's good that you brought this action out to this part of town. It needs to be heard and said.
Yeah, it is to. We don't have like that much.
Activism in Gresham, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like Portland does.
Yes.
So this is good solidarity and good message.
It is good. It is actually good, and I see some people that are looking at us, and that we are actually doing something about it.
Yeah.
They maybe if we're in the next action, they will join us.
They become educated,
Right.
and we give them power because we show they have a voice and they can do this.
Right.
Yes.
This is the beginning.
This is the beginning of good change. Thank you.
Thank you.
When do we want it?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Okay, justice, let's move! What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Yeah, right.
want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? No more racist police.
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 Please fly, people die.
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 What do we want?
Justice. Now. Justice. Now. No more racist police. No more racist police. No more racist police. Justice. Now. Justice. Now.
No more racist police.
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 What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No more racist police.
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 Please fly, people die.
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 What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
I was thinking racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
What do we want? What do we want? What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want? What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want? What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want? No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
No more racist police.
Please fly, people die. Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
What do you want?
Justice.
When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it? Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
Please fly, people die.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice. Now.
Please fly, people die.
Es así. Please fly, people die.
De aquí de la comunidad organizando muy fuerte. Entonces para destruir
Good seeing you, man.
See you.
Crossed on the the crosswalk. Oh, I did it? Isn't that a street right there? Okay.
Right through the middle of traffic.
I look, okay. I hear you. I got it. I'll watch it. He said I jaywalked. Did I? I got it on film. I think I crossed at the crosswalk. I mean, there's not one on that.
You come across, but there's no. So you came right there.
Yeah.
At that corner. So
There was no traffic. I looked both
No,
ways. I
there
didn't
was
see
nothing.
him, but
there's no.
because we saw him, he was sitting in front of my
He
car. I
was
said,
just
"What's he
looking.
looking at?" And I said,
he was tucked back up in there.
Yeah.
And then when I said, "Hey, I didn't," he goes, he pointed right at me, you want a piece? You know, he didn't say that, but it was almost like,
"You're an asshole, see? Got him on film."
all we want is peace and accountability.
That's all. That is all.
They want to build all these interrogation rooms and community centers to rope people like all of us or children that we know. Look at these guys. Look at these guys. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Wish I could stay longer.
Hey, you did good.
Killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
Now. No more killer cops.
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 What do we want?
Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Get in the street if it's your street.
Our streets. Our streets.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Step up, step up. We want
You
freedom,
think you've been
freedom.
last one
Dirty
that
ass cops.
No, I ran across the street. Like in a place like this, maybe a slight J, but not.
Right, nothing really.
Oh, come on.
Harassment.
Yeah. Again.
Did you take a picture?
I got him. Yeah, I got him. I might even have my slight jaywalk on here. I filmed myself break the law. No. I don't even think I broke the law.
I mean, all these things that are going on right now, all you gotta do is look in the newspaper and see what places that the servants or the people were really needed, as opposed to following a group of people
For peace
that
and
for
justice.
peace, and telling them to stop killing us,
Yeah.
wantonly killing us. It's like there's
Thanks,
some
Cindy.
better things they could do.
Yeah, that's what got me involved with filming a lot. Is I'd come out to these peace group meetings for peace, love, stopping war, and be just hounded and hassled by the police. We're not like bad guys trying to take over the town.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it really brings out who they really are to serve.
Yes.
What they really are about.
Yep.
It's like, they serve the empire builders.
Yep. It's becoming very clear these days. We're shining the light on it.
Yes, indeed, we are.
This is good out here in Gresham because they need this solidarity, and the police out here need to know we watch them just as well as downtown Portland.
And that we're united. This may be a small group, but it's representative of Indians, the Latino, African American, Caucasian, children, elders. You know, this is just a microcosm of what is to come as we begin to build and take care of and empower our own communities.
Yes. There goes Daddy chasing a kid's balloon. He tried. I think we're making Oh, yeah.
Cops lie, people die. Cops lie, people die. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Justice.
What do we want? Justice. No more killer cops. Come on, people, go. More killer cops.
Hey, dudes in the front, you need to slow down.
Slow up, guys, slow up.
There's people in the back that can't walk as fast as you.
Let's try to move.
I know you're angry.
What do we want? Justice. What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops. No more killer cops.
Thank you. Thank you. No more killer cops. Cops lie, people die. Cops lie, people die. No more killer cops.
That's the band back there.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops. Cops lie, people die. Cops lie, people die. No more killer cops. No more killer cops. Cops lie, people die. Cops lie, people die. Private property portion? No more killer cops. Justice. When do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now. Justice.
When do we want it?
You're live streaming, right?
Yeah.
And how do we find you on live stream?
I'm on the LPDX live
channel.
My direct Ustream is KMT63.
KMT63 on Ustream.
Yeah, but I'm also on the main Occupied Portland OPDX live channel.
OPDX live channel.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks for being out here and covering it.
Thank you.
We can see this later on too because it's all preserved,
yeah,
right?
It'll be in the library.
In the library?
Live, and also in my archive on my direct Ustream channel.
And again, your name was?
KMT63.
KMT63.
Yeah.
Rocking.
Cops lie, people die.
Step up, we want freedom, freedom. Dirty ass cops who don't need them. Step up, we want freedom. Dirty ass cops who don't need them.
Step up, we want freedom, freedom. Dirty ass cops who don't need them, need them. Step up, we want freedom, freedom. Dirty ass cops who don't need them, need them. Step up, we want freedom, freedom. Dirty ass cops who don't need them, need them. Step up, we want freedom, freedom.
No more killer cops. Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
People die.
Cops lie, people die.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
No more killer cops.
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 Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
Cops lie, people die.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
No more killer cops.
What do we want?
Justice.
Where do we want it?
Now.
Where do we want it?
Justice.
Where do we want it?
Now.
Where do we want it?
Justice.
Where do we want it?
Now.
Yeah. So we want to invite Sean. Sean, are you here from Occupy? Come on up, Sean. Hey, Sean, how are you? You're not occupied today. He's just Sean today. He's just a fabulous, wonderful Sean. Before I let Sean have the mic, we are standing in front of a $20 million public works project. This is what our urban renewal dollars have purchased in this community. I don't know about you, but I don't think the community has been asking for another courthouse. I don't know about you, but I don't think we needed rooms where we have to go through security checks in order to use the community room. Yes. I don't know about you, but that's not my idea of urban renewal. Urban renewal is not about building police buildings. It's about seeding the community for growth. And this building does not do that. So Sean, you are here. We want to give you an opportunity to talk about your experience with the police. Okay?
I was going to do something else.
No. Just about the police. Yes. You and I are on the same page.
Okay, so hello, my name is Sean Killier, also known as Yaka. I'm gender neutral, so respect they pronouns, please. I'd like to start off with, I know about police brutality a little too much, even though I am white. And my experience was just getting punched in the face several times, getting tackled and arrested, getting hit in the head, getting my toe broken from a horse, just the good stuff. And I really didn't like it because I was taught that the police are there to help us and, you know, keep us safe from gangs that are real and danger that's non-existent. And it's an illusion they create from birth that teaches us, you know, that they're needed, that they are the ones who keep order. And they're actually right over there, if you look, behind that best prayer thing right there behind the ribs, just in case y'all are wondering. They might be taking pictures, so hide your face if you want to. And I want everyone here to realize that no cop is your friend. No cop at all, because all of them hold up an institution of white supremacy, heteronormative oppression, patriarchal structure, and a bunch of other bullshit like that that we don't need. So take a moment to realize and check your privilege that, you know, if you think the cops are protecting you, you're most likely white. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're most likely white. Because, let's be honest, when is it that, here, I'm just gonna call on you right there, because I know you. If you jaywalked, and there was a cop right there, do you think you would be stopped? Probably not. Now, JoAnn, do you think you'd be stopped by the police if you were jaywalking?
No, because they know me too well.
Oh, well, they know you too well.
But if they didn't know
They didn't know you. They didn't know that you're a badass. They would
Hey,
stop
actually,
you.
I just jaywalked and they did stop me.
They
Just a
did
minute
stop
ago.
you.
Yeah.
Well, you're a protester.
And he pointed at me really mean, like, you know. Yeah.
That guy right there, get him. He's a troublemaker. It's probably black bloc, I'm kidding. So anyways, yeah, just notice that just if you do think the police are on your side, check your privilege. And that's all I really want to say.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, Sean, thank you so much. It's a young man that's growing up in Occupy. Young person, forgive me, growing up in Occupy. Cameron, I think you are going to be the next person up. And you may remember Cameron, candidate for mayor, as well as just recently ended a hunger strike to highlight the issue of hunger in our community.
There we go. Thank you, PJ. I get a little sick of coming to these rallies. And don't take it personally, I like you guys, trust me. I just don't like to acknowledge the fact that we live in a society where the levels of violence and death are higher in comparison to any other industrialized nation. There's no excuse for that. There have been 8 police shootings in Anaheim since January 1st, 2012. Most of those victims were unarmed, and most of those victims are dead. Their families will receive no justice, as these killings qualify under the category of justifiable homicide. There will be no compensation for the innocent civilians who were there and recorded these shootings. And there will be no compensation for their bruises by beanbags and rubber bullets for being innocent bystanders. FBI statistics cover every detail of every break-in, theft, and felony that happens in America. But there is an informational drought when it comes to investigations of police misconduct and the breach of civil liberties. I've stood in these shoes before. November 17th, 2011. Portland police, Beaverton police, Gresham police, and police from wherever hell else they came from filled the streets of downtown Portland. They're all dressed in the height of military fashion. I was assaulted by 2 police officers, Officer D. Scott and Officer Motley, for refusing to evacuate a public sidewalk and put my own life at risk by getting into the street. They rammed me into a mounted horse. They smashed my laptop. They slammed me to the ground and tried to arrest me. After people dragged me into the streets, I rose to find a police officer with a rubber bullet shotgun pointed directly at my chest, no more than 2 feet away. I am so lucky that he didn't pull that trigger. Trayvon Martin was neither the beginning nor the end of systemic violence against an economically and socially underserviced community of color. Since then, we have had a 12-year-old daughter tasered by the police after witnessing her mother get arrested over unpaid parking tickets in a Victoria's Secrets in St. Louis. We have had a black 8-month pregnant woman tasered in a parking lot after ripping up a parking ticket with her children, witnessing this act against humanity in the back seat. FBI statistics capture every detail of every break-in, theft, and felony, but there is an informational drought whenever there is a question of excessive police force. I don't know, personally, any white supremacists. And I don't personally know any domestic terrorists. But the statistics don't lie. We live in a state of terror, and people of color are the most common victim. And when you witness this injustice, please don't sell your cell phone to the authorities. The powers that be will exploit our vulnerability to poverty and tempt us to betray truth and our community. I have one question for you. Are you going to take it anymore?
No!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
And what do we want it?
Now!
Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. Dave, you want to come up and just in case we still haven't convinced people that we have a police problem, we want to give you some data so that when you leave, you we will have some accurate information about police stops in our community. Because I don't want you to think that the people that are gathered here with us today are people that are anti-police. We think there's a role for police in a community, but it is not to abuse community members. It is not to try to occupy various neighborhoods. It's not to try to tell people whether they can or cannot walk in their own neighborhoods. That has got to stop. And part of today is our desire to build that multicultural coalition that will tell our public servants that they work for us, not vice versa. We don't work for them, they work for us. Can we all say that? We don't work for them, they work for us. We don't work for them, they work for us. We don't work for them, they work for us. They forget that sometimes. It's really ironic. You would think it was their streets or something, huh? Okay, Dave. What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Thank you all for coming out. What an amazing thing this really is. I mean, if you think about it, you got off the couch, huh? You are people that are motivated by justice. It sets you apart from the shoppers. Well done. My attractive assistant here has got the blackboard notice. What I want to do is to explain something called stop data. Can I have a show of hands for anybody that knows what the stop data is?
I do. But I know too much.
We have known for a decade that people of color are twice as likely to be stopped by police. We've been analyzing police records for this information. Police tell us they cannot determine the race of a people behind the wheel. Stop data tells us that African American pedestrians are stopped at a rate of 3 to 4 times the percentage of their population. For certain, once stopped, police are able to tell whether they have interfered with an Anglo or not. Once stopped, people of color are twice as likely to be searched by Portland police. If you are black, your chances are 1 in 7 that you will be searched. If you are white, your chances are less than 1 in 16. Probably the darker your skin, the more likely it is that the police will search your person. Now here's the rub. When cops search white folks, they turn up contraband 36% of the time. Though more cops patrol neighborhoods where people of color are living, though cops search people of color more frequently, our black, brown, and red and yellow brothers and sisters are half as likely to be carrying contraband. Did that set in?
Yeah.
It stinks.
This is what racist policing looks like.
Yeah.
Police tell the media that gangs are everywhere. The message is that people of color are criminal. The government responds by devoting more resources to policing and less to schools, less to parks, and less to making poor communities more livable. The reality is that our police alienate the very population we need if we want witnesses to provide testimony and leads for investigation. Instead of fighting crime, they are humiliating the pool of law-abiding people that justice needs to be emboldened and to testify on our behalf. In places where there is crime, the government pulls back funding for our common welfare. Instead, counties and cities fuel racism and violence, and a cycle is formed with the result that too many live in poverty, afflicted by gangs of police and gangs of criminals. So here would be the chant. People of color are twice as likely to be stopped by police. Once stopped, people of color are more likely to be searched. Once stopped and searched, people of color are half as likely to be found carrying contraband. This is called stop data, and it proves racial profiling. Who's cops?
Our cops.
No cops.
Anybody got something to say?
All cops are bastards.
So I got here late, and I'm not sure if this was already said or how many people are already aware of the
very recent situation in Anaheim. In Anaheim, on either the 29th or the 31st, I believe it was, there was a blockade formed between demonstrators and Disneyland by police. And I put police in quotations because these police were in combat BDUs, had combat packs, were stripped of badges and ID numbers, and had assault rifles and grenade launchers. In the assault rifles, some of them were carrying live ammunition. Since then, and because there's been a media blackout on the situation, the police have moved into the city and are patrolling it en masse, arresting people, detaining them so far indefinitely without charge. Anaheim is in a state of martial law that nobody wants to admit. And that's all I have to say.
Whose streets? Our streets. 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 What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets.
gotta have some humor in all this, huh?
Yes.
Yes. Otherwise, it's just totally sad and sick. But yeah.
ACT, all cops are class traitors. ACT, all cops are class traitors. ACT.
Hey. Did they get a welcome of some kind? Maybe just go say hi or...
At our last location. By the cops.
How are you guys doing?
All right.
I know it's been a long hour, but it was definitely full of power.
Yes.
And,
power to the people.
Looking at everybody here is definitely we headed to Salvation Station because we need more people out here letting other people know what's going on.
Yeah.
And if it's not alone in itself to even do something, just to tell somebody and be informed with what you're telling them is a start. Everybody is not going to be a soldier. Everybody is not going to get on the front line and be a warrior or have a great testimony or something to share like that, but you will have something to share that you informed 10 people, and those 10 people informed another 100 people. Yeah. And it kept on multiplexing, and it kept on going up and up and up and up exponentially, because it should not be just with us just here by ourselves right now. After this, we should be fired up and motivated to inspire someone else. But I'll bring to my story real quick. I've seen and heard a little bit of everything. And I'm not no poster child, I'm not an angel, but I am a person, just like everyone else here. And what I realized is that there is no justice. It's an idea. And the powers that be, we have all these cliches. The police stopped me, and it just turned into a horror ride. And then once I got into the system, that turned into another horror ride. I heard the young man talking about his son earlier over at the other location. How he made evidence disappear. Yeah, they can make evidence disappear. And you'll be sitting right there, and your attorney is friends with the prosecutor and the judge. They play tennis on the weekend. They're in their whole nother world that we're excluded from economically. Education-wise, we are excluded from their world, and they do look down the bridge of their nose
at each and every one of us, regardless of our skin color. So we can say the stats. I'm not really going to sit here and go for stats about this. That's never been my thing or have the slickest thing to say. But what I do realize and what I've seen for myself is that it's a business. It's numbers.
Exactly.
Like we're leaving that part out, that we're being slapped twice. Not only are you taking the money from me and then using it with whatever you want to use it for, then you're prosecuting me and making money off of the prosecution as I sit in your jail that you built just for me. What better business that you want where the guests of the hotel have to stay? And then we're going to make sure that we give you a felony and put you on some type of probation so that way you can come back, because there's pretty much no jobs for you. Because now, before I couldn't call you a spick, excuse my French, I couldn't call you a nigger, I couldn't call you a chink, but I can call you a felon. I can call you a convict. And now I'm justified with how I deal with you now. And when they play the thing and the sound bites on the evening news, I'm gonna look like a hero. Just like when they get in front of these grand juries and you're thinking like this and this and they're gonna tell the truth, but they manipulate us. And when is enough is gonna be enough. I sat and I fought day and night, even in my cell, under a nightlight, when everybody said I was crazy. I sat and I fought when the guards would laugh at me and throw me in the hole. 20-hour to 30-hour lockdowns, messing with me psychologically. I'm still recovering. There's gonna be some casualties in every war. And I'm still suffering from it. And I know other people have lost their sons, their daughters, even in the mental health institution, they tried to put me there. They said this is the most competent man we've ever seen, because I wouldn't bow down. And that's what it's going to take, to not bow down, to be defiant. It's amazing how we can get an attitude about so many other things, but we don't want to get an attitude and get stubborn and determined and say, you know what, goddamn, I don't care what it's going to take. If it takes me going out by myself, I'm going to learn and do what I need to do to help myself and my family as well as my community around me. That's where the fight starts. You might not know everything under the sun, but you're pissed off, because it's amazing how it's so hard to get in a good mood and it's so easy to get mad. I like getting mad about things that's good, so I changed it. Sometimes we don't need a mind shift, but we need to just change the whole mindset. And right now, I feel fortunate that Miss Fisher and a paralegal, his name is J.R. Robinson, they came while I was still fighting. And I could go on and on and on, but in every war, in every army, everyone has different roles. Someone might be good at speaking. Someone might be good at putting together signs. Someone might be good at putting together bake sales, bringing out food. We have nurses, therapists, just like any other army on the planet. Sometimes we have our coordinators, but we all going to find our roles. And then we're going to have warriors that's going to go out. There's going to be some casualties. Some people are going to get hurt. Some people are going to get caught up. But we got to continue to fight, because what's the end result? What are we doing all of this for? Just to be seen? Just to be heard? Just to say I was a part of something?
No, we want change, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, don't give up.
Thank you so much. I think Neffy said it best early. This is going to take all of us. This is going to take a coalition of African Americans, Latinos, white, Asian, Pacific Islanders. It's going to take all of us to decide that we're going to stand witness when we see traffic stops taking place. We're not going to allow community members to stand out there by themselves while the police harass and intimidate them. That we're going to show up when the police contracts come up for renewal, which will be next year in June of 2013. The Portland police contract is up for renewal again. We still have a 100% record so far of no police officers staying fired who gets fired for wrongdoing at the city of Portland. I don't know of another profession where they have a 100% record of getting their jobs back after being fired for misconduct. And so there's a lot of work to do. Neffy and I are committed to this for the long haul because we know this is not going to change in a couple of months. It's not going to change even in a couple of years. It's going to take a long-term commitment. And so if each of you make that same commitment to getting out of your cars when you see police stopping people on the street, to observing that behavior, you have a cell phone, record it. My sister Cindy, my hat is so off to her because she was fearless standing up to the police to make sure that those gentlemen knew that that wouldn't happen anymore. So thank you all for coming. Keep watching the Facebook. We are done for. And we have a pinata that we're. We have a pinata that we're about to bust.
I just want to say that when those policemen started to follow us on their bikes, and some of us were left over, we turned around
and we came back.
We stopped and we faced them.
That's
we
right.
didn't go on. And what did they do?
And they backed off.
Power to the people.
Power to the people. That's right. They backed off. Okay, who's gonna do the pinata?
I do.
Yeah, we got some volunteers for the pinata. Okay, I think we got some justice inside that pinata.
Yeah, all right. There you guys go. All right. Tired of walking for a while.
Yeah. It wasn't as
One at a time, exactly. One at a time.
One at a time. Scoot back so the other one don't hit. Yeah, scoot back so the other. Move back so he's. There you go. Who's going first?
Okay.
Una
más. Three.
Three. Oh, nice.
Dale.
Harder.
Eso.
Very nice. Very nice.
You go now. Okay.
Wait, real quick, let me fix it for you.
Harder.
Harder.
Pretend it's your brother.
Eso.
There you go. One more.
Wait. Now Celine. Let Celine do it and then you do it again.
Good.
Eso. Uno más.
Wait. Fix it. Let me fix it real fast.
Rules. Dale.
Remember, time.
No pierdas el tiempo.
Harder.
Eso.
Get harder than that. Get on the ground now. Do it now. Finish it. Swing it. Finish it.
Wait, okay, stop.
Swing it.
Finish him.
Dale.
Almost there. There we go.
Okay. Don't hurt the police.
You almost got it. And start the ball. Let the girl start the ball.
Hard, Kara. Harder. Okay. Dale fuerte.
I love candy too. You got simple rice, nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it is, but it sounds good.
All of these things are good.
We got the Sixth Amendment here. Papers? The Fifth Amendment. All right. Amendment number 6 and number 8.
Yes.
Justice.
Yes, justice. Now.
Now.
And some pictures, of the sidewalk stuff.